Everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. Just going to pop down a very quick card for today, and for the weekend. I've already put down a card yesterday to kind of just take us into Saturday, really, because I didn't think I was going to be able to get on today to do this, but I am here. So what I'll do is I'll put down a tarot card for the weekend, and I will put down an oracle card to go with that too, and we can have a little look and see what the cards have for us today. Hi on Periscope, thank you for tuning in. Let's have a little look and see what we've got. So today we've got the Chariot. The Chariot is all about action. It's a really positive card. It asks you to take control. It's a bit like when you drive your car, really. If you were driving your car along the road, you wouldn't let somebody else steer your car. You wouldn't let somebody else use your steering wheel while you're driving your car. So you wouldn't let somebody else steer for you. And that's what this card is asking you to do now, is to take control of your direction. So it's all about you and the direction you want to go in. As with all of the Faulkner Tarot cards, you know, you see different things in them each day. And sometimes if I'm drawn to the road on the left, as I'm looking at it, I'm not sure how this will transfer on the camera. It might be the other way around. But on the left, we've got really lovely empty road, nice and clear, not a problem. On the right hand side, we've got loads of cars all over the place and a little bit more kind of weaving in and out to be done to move forward. So depending on which side of the card I'm drawn to, depends on what I would say the prospects are for being able to move forward. And today I'm really drawn to this left hand side. So that to me is saying like clear sailing, everything's smooth. People are not in your way. You're not going to have to weave in and out and change your direction and move around. You're just going to head off in the direction that you've chosen, and it's relatively smooth sailing. As you can see, you know, here we are in our car and there's nothing in front of us. So we're not blocked by anyone. Nothing's in our way. We just have a clear route forward. So it's asking you to be very clear about your destination, where you want to get to. And then to just drive your car, really. Just kind of go in your direction. Now, Chariot sometimes comes up when there's a little bit of conflict. And that can be conflict within you, you know, not really being deciding, not knowing where you want to go, not having that clarity. You know, it's a bit like kind of pushing forward but not really having a destination, not really knowing where you want to go. It's like you wouldn't go off on a random journey somewhere without either having a map or having a clear view of where you want to go, unless you're going on a mystery tour, which is something different altogether. My dad used to take us on mystery tours all the time when we were kids, just get in the car and drive somewhere, and we'd never really know where we were going to go or where we were going to end up, which is a really lovely thing to do. But that is not what the Chariot is saying. The Chariot is saying, do not go on a mystery tour. The Chariot is saying, go where you want to go. So be clear. Have a clear destination in mind. Know what your path is and know where you are going. You know, that said, life is uncertain and it does throw us little, you know, sidewinders from time to time, doesn't it? Which mean that we have to revisit where we are heading, and we might have to think about going a different way round and things like that. But this particular Chariot card is saying there's none of that. So you just decide where you're going and go. Okay. So I'm going to pop down an oracle card to go with this for the weekend. Let's see what we've got with the oracle cards. Okay. So I've just dropped two. Just two have jumped out of the cards. So let's just have a little look and see what they were. Okay. So the first one that jumped out was hostilities. Okay, so this is interesting because the Chariot can talk about some conflict. Could be within you, could be with another. So the fact that we've got this hostilities card that has come out, it's suggesting to me that we need to take into account that side of the Chariot card as well. So I was just really drawn to the clear sailing side of the Chariot. And what this Oracle card is saying is that don't forget that also there is another meaning for the Chariot, and it can be that there's some conflict, and it can be that there's some disagreements. This is part of life, you know. We will always have things that we don't agree with others on, and that's just part of life. So what I would say to you is be aware that there are potential disagreements to be had. And I kind of feel like I'm talking about your destination. So if you have a clear plan, and that's what the Chariot is asking you to do, a clear direction that you want to go in, then go. Sometimes there are people that oppose us on that, you know, they don't want us to go in that direction, or it doesn't suit them. So, you know, there's potential for disagreement. However, you know, whilst it's important to sometimes hear what other people have to say, you can hear them without having to change your mind. So if you're very clear about where you want to go, you don't need to have an argument about it. Take their opinion on board, and then discard it if you want to, you know. So you don't have to have a row. Just be sure that you're going in the right direction, and continue in that direction if that's where you want to go. Then I have, after that, the Temple Path. So this is another card that talks about your path. This is another card that talks about going where you want to go, following your spiritual journey. You know, despite the fact that you have this here saying, you know, there's potential for people not to agree with you when you're talking about your destination, this is saying you must go where you're spiritually led to go. So even though you might have people who don't agree, I kind of guess what I'm trying to say is don't take any notice of that. If you want to go somewhere, you have to do what's right for you. You have to follow your path. You're not here to live somebody else's life. And despite the fact that they might be fancy and interfering in your life, they're not here to live your life for you either. So, you know, they're not the ones who have to deal with the destination once you get there. So, you know, when people oppose us often and they say, oh, you shouldn't do that and you shouldn't do this, even if you were to change your mind and go in the direction that they suggested, and then it all went wrong, they would then very quickly be backtracking and saying, well, you know, that's not what I said. So you always bear in mind, you have to be the one that is happy with the final destination. If you're not happy with what somebody else is suggesting for you, don't do it. Go with your own intuition. This is all about you and being on your spiritual path, okay? So Temple Path is gorgeous. It's a really lovely card. So the final outcome of the Chariot and the hostilities and everything is that we do find our way. We find our way to where we're spiritually meant to be going, to our destination, to our temple. So it feels like the weekend could have some interesting connotations for us. But, you know, as an overriding energy, that Temple Path is really powerful. So stick to what you know is right for you, and do what you feel is right for your own spiritual journey. Other people have their own spiritual journey, so despite the fact they might like to interfere with yours a little bit, they probably would be better focusing on their own. As you are going to focus on yours and follow your destiny towards this really beautiful spiritual destination. I'm going to leave that with you for today, and I will be back again to pop down some more cards on Monday. I might do another little unboxing video over the weekend if I've got some time. If not, I will see you Monday. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.